little response to a comment. Mr. Adam Tarver, if you need to chime in about just, oh, how negative we were. And if we had been this way back in '79, we wouldn't have gotten the movie. Well, all right.
Put a cork in it, pal.
Well, let's just get into this a bit, because I keep hearing this thing about you whiners were in charge in '79. We never would have got the second movie. It's like, okay. One, those people making complaints like that, you don't know Star Trek fans very well, do you?
Yeah, you don't know shit.
Let me go into this history here, okay? Back when the show was still running on NBC, fans would write in, asking questions. Why did the transporter platform flash 3 times in this episode, twice in another, and 4 times and yet still one more? We have always been this way. Roddenberry himself said Star Trek fans are born with a typewriter in one hand and a roll of stamps in the other. We write in, we comment, we praise, we complain. Okay, we bitch and moan. This is who we are. It's part of the DNA. Get used to it. And I think part of it is not growth. There's no negativity crap. No, negativity produces growth. You have to react against something, okay? It's like, imagine if there was no war ever. We would still be herding sheep and living in caves, okay?
You damn Skippy.
That's kind of why people groused about his no conflict rule amongst the principals. It's like, no, that's part of drama. That's part of character growth. It's part of, it's going back and forth against something. But it's also, in the much larger scale of things, though, if nobody went along with, everything just went along, and nothing would change. It'd be nothing but pablum. Everyone would be dining on a diet of Gerber's baby food morning, noon, and night. From birth to death, okay? You need to grow. You need to point out when things aren't working. Now, to the main point of why this is different. Let's pick up where that cut off there. There's a difference why this is different. This isn't just, I don't like the ship, it's ugly. I don't like the Klingons, they look stupid. It's like, this is now a concerted effort by others outside of the established, Trek machinery here to replace the established canon with, frankly, an inferior product. And it is inferior in pretty much about every respect, really, because the special effects aren't that great. Okay, for all the money they throw on it, they should be a lot better than they are. The writing is horrible. It's fanfic level tripe. I did better than this in junior high, okay? It's just stupid, banal, juvenile writing. The science is atrocious. It would get laughs out of a 3rd grade science class. At least 3rd grade in my day. Back now, who the hell knows what the hell they're teaching anymore? This is what we're dealing with here.
3rd grade for dummies is what it is now.
We're talking special ed class here in this case. I'm surprised they haven't, It would not surprise me if they actually do a flat Earth story at this point. They're such idiots on it. We're not just. This isn't just thing about we're not liking a change. This is now they're talking about pretty much undermining the established canon. That is why the blowback is so damn harsh and persistent. So no, this isn't the same thing as when the motion picture came out and people didn't like the redesign. I was one of those guys who didn't like the redesign of the ship. That's why you had the big long fly around in the travel pod to win. Fogies. I was all like 13, but guys like me who are cranky about the redesign of the ship, and that is the thing. You got to see that on the big screen to really appreciate it, though. Okay, because like my buddy Brad said, you finally get appreciated just how big that ship is when you see that.
Oh yeah.
But it's like, McCoy was pretty much, the audience. And I bet they redesigned the entire sick bay. I know engineers, they love to change things. Yeah. But, this isn't it. This isn't just griping about, changing uniform or, the Klingons growing, getting bumpies, Bumpies? This is, this is threatening the entire... I mean, really, they have damaged the brand rather badly here, okay? I feel sorry for those people who this is their first introduction to Star Trek. And if they're willing to stick around through this, hey, guys, you're... Like I said, I don't know if it's still available on Netflix, but on CBS All Access, every other Star Trek is there. For the love of God, go watch the original. Go watch the animated. Go watch Next Gen and DS9 and the rest of them. Before you think that this is standard. This is so far below. This isn't even Star Trek for dummies. I mean,
for that matter, watch Star Trek Continues.
Yeah, that go online, to wrap and get a good wrap up of the original series. I'm start a push to get them made canon. When we get the concordance soon, I've already told Vic I will do on my own if I have to a supplement as an add-on. You add it if you want, but freaking work those episodes in and the references.
Didn't Rod say that his father would consider canon?
Told Vic that if his dad was around, he would consider Star Trek Continues canon because they are so lovingly detailed on things, and follow to the letter, and they are very in the spirit and everything, and it's not just fan service either. They really do. They get real cutting-edge, thought-provoking stories. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of sequels to previous stuff and a lot of follow-ups, but it's also it's not just let's fire at the Klingons. Like I don't think I saw a Klingon in the entire run.
I don't think so.
I'd have to think on that. We got Romulans towards the end.
Yeah.
In fact, nice little anecdote on there. Amy Rydell played the Romulan commander in the last two-parter. Is the daughter of Joanne Linville, who played the commander in the Enterprise incident. And when they had her up in makeup and wardrobes, sent pictures back to her brother. And his response is, "Why are you sending me pictures of Mom?" Because I'll tell you, she comes on screen, it's like, oh my God, you know her right away. There's no, who's this Romulan bitch? No, it's, oh, she's back. On an old bird of prey, but she's back. Which kind of makes sense. You figure after losing the Enterprise like that, you're not going to give her a D7 again. You're just going to have to earn her way back up to the level. But yeah, this is really a fight for the heart and soul of the franchise, okay? And as I was packing up to do a little road trip here to the chiropractor, Trekkies just posted a video how Star Trek Discovery is an alternate timeline confirmed. I'm going to check that out and then probably come back later on this, but it's like more and more coming around. It's like this is not, there's a Prime is not canon. So, oh, it's Prime. Okay, yeah, it's Prime. That's not canon though. You got the Prime timeline, and you got the Kelvin timeline, which is an offshoot of the Prime timeline. It ain't canon. Nothing in there's canon. Romulus going boom, not canon. It's in Prime. Back over in the canon Prime line, you go Next Gen, and you'll go beyond that. Romulus is still there. Vulcan's still there. Everyone's still more or less happy.
Happy, Joe.
Well, more or less happy as you get with the Romulus, but yeah.
That entire race needs to get laid.
Oh, I'm sure they do. They're fine. It's the Vulcans, I think. Yeah, that's another thing I think, just dovetailing back to this last episode of Discovery. It's a rant video. I could go anywhere I want. But Burnham going on about how, Spiola be cold in this. You can't feel it. Okay. I think it may be where they're misreading Vulcans. Vulcans are not unemotional. Vulcans are highly emotional. They are violently emotional. That's why they had to go to the Sirac's teaching to suppress those emotions, because those emotions damn near killed themselves off. A planetary civil war resulted because they are so damned emotional. We saw that in Enterprise. Shakar in flames, okay? And they figured and odds are they never really specifically spelled it out, but that's where the schism, where people who didn't want to accept Serac and his teachings left and formed the Romulan Empire. And if you look at it, it's a little bit of, reading between the lines there, but it looked like the balance of terror. And the little revelation that the Romulans look like Vulcans. And a bit of in the person of Mark Leonard, So yeah, and Spock, his expression is, okay, you can almost see that. So that's what happened to them. Because they're figuring, the Vulcans, never really were very forthcoming to humans. They didn't feel they had to, they didn't have any need to share their history that much. So I imagine there's probably an inkling in the back of their mind. These Romulan guys, is there any chance you think maybe? Nah, I don't know. It's a big galaxy. There could be anybody over the other side of the They're not showing themselves, so we can't tell. And that's where Enterprise comes in handy. Oh yeah, the Romulans have been around all the time. Thing is, they look like Vulcans. So yeah, you had Romulans in the Vulcan government. So I imagine there's probably rumor mills going wild, in Vulcan society. It's like, do you think maybe he was really a Romulan? Well, we don't know. We can't really confirm what the Romulans are. But, certain things kind of indicate there might be some connection to Vulcans. And then it's like, we get there he is. Ah, yep, that confirms it. And that's why in the briefing room later, Spock knows all about how to respond to these people. Because, yeah, I know exactly where they came from. We won't go into it right now because it's kind of personal. But, yeah. If they've retained that martial spirit, then we can something we dare not show. Yeah. So, but I think that's probably a big misread that Kurtzman's gang are that to teach Spock empathy. No, you don't have to teach any Vulcans how to about emotions. They've got the full gambit cranked up to 11, so much so that they really can't they can't do it. They have to suppress it. They have to keep them tamped down with an iron fist, and a lead weight on there. Otherwise, they'll be blowing up over somebody stole my bagel. Damn you!
Okay.
This is war!
Watch what you're doing.
Watching what I'm doing. I think it's this bozo here in the Honda needs to get out of my damn way. Or back up. One of the two. Okay, no, we're fine.
Careful.
I know. I put the fear of the God in him, though. Hi there. That's why you leave a gap there, Sprick. Okay. But that's it. Turn this around here. So yeah, about this summer, wrap it all up. Star Trek fans have always been nitpicky, whiny bastards, and we always will be. That's part of our charm. Because while Roddenberry occasionally would get irritated with the fans, he also greatly appreciated the fans. He would always listen to the fans. He would never cede control over the show to the fans. He knew better than that. That nice little summation when the issue of... there was a con I was actually at, but I wasn't there when he was there. He was only there for a day. When I was there, he was at the golf course. I got this from Major directly. She was at the Lincoln Enterprise table. But it was between first, second season of Next Gen, and it had been known that Gates McFadden was not returning. Actually listening to the complaints is automatically dismissing it as a whole bunch of negative old fogies, because generally we do have a point. We don't just whine with no purpose, really. We generally have an actual legitimate complaint involved here. So PayPal, Patreon, usual suspects down below. And yeah, I'm about to put a real annoying PSA type thing, Sarah McLachlan music and all, to try and impress my guys. We really do need support here, okay? Because, yeah, I got the 1,000 subscribers, but I got to get the viewing hours up before I can really monetize. And even then, it'll still probably, you know, occasionally coming at you and saying, throw some money at us. But, yeah, and I'm still working on the Dr. McCoy thing, so just going to get a bunch of images on there and get that up. So, catch you later.